Hello and welcome to another quick video tutorial with CampusFlow once again. So in this video, we are going to look at how to set up online exams on CampusFlow, right? So what is going to happen is this. We are first of all going to log in as a student and look at the student dashboard without the online exams. Then once we are done, we log out again and then log in as a class teacher, set up the online exams, and then the students will then log in as a student and take the exams and be able to view our results. That is what we are going to be doing, right? It's going to be very simple, straightforward, and fun. Now, I would want to believe at this point you've already subscribed to CampusFlow. If you haven't done that, you can check the link in the video description and get your school subscribed. Okay, you can also visit www.campusflow.school to get your school subscribed. I'll be leaving the links to all the videos that will guide you step by step on how to get started on CampusFlow, right? So basically, that is that. So now, let's delve right onto my PC. Let me take you step by step how to set up online exams on CampusFlow. Let's check that. All right, so now here I am on my PC. So what is going to happen is let's log in as a student and see how the student dashboard looks like without the online exams. Then we log out and then log in as a class teacher and set the exams. So let's click on login. All right, so there we go. Here we are logged in as students. Okay, so now let's go to online exams and then we'll be able to see that there is nothing going on here. So now let's log out and log in as a class teacher and set up the online exams. So here we are logged in as a class teacher. So let's navigate straight to online exams and click on the plus sign. Now click on online exams. So here what is going to happen is let's click on add online exam. Okay, so here what is going to happen is let's choose the title of the exam. So let's call it let's say tests or demo exam. Okay, let me call it demo exam. And then the class 1, section class 1A, subject, let's go for computing. And then the start date. So since we would want to log in as a student and take the exams, we are going to use today's date as a start date and end today again. So now the time is now 2:20. So what is going to happen is, if you check the time now, it's 2:20. We would want the exam to start around 2:45, right? Or let's say 2:45. So let's set that 2:45. Sorry, 2:45 is okay. And then end at 3:30. So just make it 3:30, and there we go. So now duration, let's just say something like this. Let's say 1 or let's say 45 minutes. I think that is not bad. That is okay. There we go. Okay, so with the way the time is set up here, let's just send it to this. So at least some 1 hour as duration. That is okay. Now limits on student participation in exam. So we have just 2 students or 1 student in our database, right? So let's just choose 2 as the number of students to take the exam. So the mark type would want to give it, let's say, percentage. Okay, so let's say percentage, or let's give it fixed type of marks, right? Now the pass mark, since I have sample questions here which are 5 questions in number, I would want to say a question is 4 marks. So 4 times 5, that gives us 20 if I'm correct. So the pass mark out of 20 should be 10. So basically that is that. So instruction, so say answer all questions. So exam type, we would want to go for free. Now questions, we would want to go for fixed. If you set it to random, what is going to happen is the questions will be jumbled, okay, in like question 1, question 3 in that order. Okay, so we would want it to be fixed, and then the results, we would want to do that automatically. We don't want to publish it. We would want to do that manually ourselves after everything. So we also want to indicate negative mark applicable. So whichever you score wrong, we need to indicate that. So we set this to be, we turn this to on. So once we are okay with everything here, what is going to happen is let's click on save. So now our exam is now set. So now what is going to happen is let's go to questions bank and set the questions now before we come back here. So let's go to add questions. You can just import questions. So you click on this and then you read the instruction, you download the CSV file here, then you set the questions inside the CSV file and then import it. But I always prefer we typing in the questions ourselves. So let's come back here. Let's come back to the questions bank, rather questions bank. There we go. So let's click on add question. So here we filter the class, section, and then the subject. We go for computing, then we filter. There we go. So now you would want to go for either single choice, multiple choice, true or false, or descriptive, which is AC. So let's go for multiple choice. Now the level, we would want it to be medium, and then the question group would want to give it test A. Now with the question group, is just a descriptive of the question, so you can just click on this question group and you see, okay, let me just show you that here. So you can see I have test A, test B, right? You can just add another one that describe the type of exams you are giving to the student. That is what the question group is all about. So now let's go back to the questions bank, and then let's go to add question again. So we filter the class, section, and then subject computing, and then filter. So now let's go for multiple choice, and then question level we set it to medium, the group test A, then the mark for this particular question. So what we are doing now is we are just setting the first question now. So let's say the mark is 4 for this question. So now the question number is, the question is this. So we copy the question here and then quickly paste it here. Now we go for the possible answers. So the first one, and then down, then that is the first option. Then we go for the second option, Control C, and then we paste that here. Then we go for the third option, Control C, then we paste that here. Then we go for the fourth option, Control C, and then we paste that here. So reading the question says what does CPU stands for? That is Central Processing Unit, right? So the answer is option A. So you scroll down and choose your answer down and click on save. Okay, there we go. So now we have just set the first question. So we are going to follow the same steps to set for the rest of the questions. Okay, so in order not to prolong this video, I'm going to speed up this process and then set up the rest of the questions. But is this the same thing? You choose this medium, and then test that, test A, and then the mark. So let me proceed with the rest. All right, so now all the questions are now set. So now we can then proceed to the next step. So once we are done, the next thing we are going to do is, now let's skip this. Let's go to online exams. Let's click on that from here. And then what is going to happen is, let's click on this question mark here. And then here, let's go ahead and then assign this to the class. Okay, so the group is test A. The class is class 1. The question type is multiple choice. Section is class 1A. And the level is medium. Then the subject is what? Computing. So we go ahead and filter that, and everything is okay. So what we are going to do is to click on this to check all the questions, and then click on assign. So with this, we have just assigned the questions to the class. Okay, so now let's go back to the online exams once again. And from here, I think we are good to go with everything here. So what we are going to do right now is to toggle this status to make sure that we set the exams to live. So at this point, the students can now go ahead and answer the questions. But the point is this: what is going to happen is we would want to make the results published so that immediately the students are done, they can view their results. So to do that, we click on this, we click on yes, continue. Okay, so with that, the results is now made published. So once they are done, they'll be able to view their results. But if you don't want them to view their results immediately, you would want to leave this option for now. So we are done with everything here. So now let's view the position generate once again. Then we realize that we go for demo exams and filter. So for now, since no questions has been answered, no student has taken the exams yet, there's nothing available now. So what we are going to do right now is, let's log out here. Since we set it to start at 2:45, if I'm correct, let's log out and log in as a student to see if it is time. Then we start with our exam. So let's log in as a student now. All right, so now here we are logged in as a student. So what is going to happen is, let's click on online exams. So we can see the status says waiting, meaning it is not yet time. So it starts at what? Exactly 2:45 and end at what? 3:30. Okay, so now the time is now 2:31. Now the point is, there is no point wasting that much time here. So what is going to happen is, we can go and adjust our time. Okay, we can go and adjust our time of the exams. So let's log out and then quickly log in and then adjust our time so that we can test it to see. So let's go to this and log out. So we go to online exams, quickly edit, and then we set it to that is 2:38. So that's the start time, 2:38. There we go, probably 38. There we go, that is okay for us. 2:38. I think it should be 2:38. Perfect. 2:38, and then here should be, let's set it to 3 o'clock. I think that is okay. So once we are done, let's click on updates to confirm everything is okay. So 2:38 p.m. So now let's quickly log out. By the time we get there as students, we should be able to get the exams live. All right, so now let's log in as students to see whether we can get the exams live now. There we go. So now we are now on the student dashboard. Let's go to online exams. So now you can see that the exams is now live. So let's go to take exam. So you read all the instructions and click on start exam. So from here you read the question and then go ahead and answer. So which of these storage device is non-volatile? So we can say ROM and then we go to next. What is the main function of an operating system? That is to run application software, which is correct. So we take that and go to next. Which type of software controls the hardware of a computer? So we have the system software, choose that, go to next. Which of the following is an example of input device? So let's intentionally choose speaker, which we know is the keyboard, but choose speaker as a wrong answer, then we go to next. What does CPU stands for? Central Processing Unit, so we choose that and click on complete. So now the exams is now done and then results says it's published. So now we can view our results here as students, so we click on this. So now the result says that you have passed. However, the remark and then the position is not generated. So let's go ahead and log out and then log in as a teacher and then generate positions and then come back here as student to see something. So now let's go to online exams on the teacher's dashboard. Now let's go to positions, exam position. So let's go to select the class, exams and filter. So far we have just one student and then the position is 1. So we can just say excellent. So the positions are auto-generated, so it will generate for all the students in that order and then click on save. And then let's go to exams results now. Then click on this, choose class, exam and filter. And you can see everything is now set. So once you view the results for the students now, you can see that everything is now intact. So to end up this video, let's log out and log in as a student to confirm from the student dashboard. So there we go on the student dashboard. So let's go to online exams and then click on view results. So perfect. So you can see that the results is now published and everything is now up and running. The result says passed, exam position says the student is first, and then the score is 75%. So basically that is that, and then thank you so much. All right, so now this brings us to the end of this quick video tutorial where we learn how to set up online exams on CampusFlow. So by following this step-by-step guide, you should be able to set up online exams on CampusFlow and have your student take the exams and be able to view their results. So basically that is that. If you haven't subscribed to CampusFlow, check the link in the video description and get your school subscribed. Okay, you can also visit www.campusflow.school to get your school subscribed. All the videos that will guide you step by step on how to onboard your students, exams and everything that has got to do with CampusFlow will be linked in the video description, so you check them out and follow everything step by step. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.